Welcome, friend. Are you ready to change your life? No, seriously. When you take the power of life coaching and put Jesus Christ at the center of the process, at the center of healing and transformation where he belongs, miracles happen. When you learn concepts at this deep level, you don't just unlearn them. So you are going to be changed if you allow Christ to be in the center of what we're doing here today. I'm Coach Tammy, founder of Christ-Centered Coaches, where we help you move from where you are to where Christ needs you to be.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our live stream on our Christ-Centered Coaches page. We are so excited to be getting to know Lynnette Sheppard. I'll let her introduce a little bit about herself, but she is a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and a disciple of Christ, and we are just so excited to get to know her today and highlight a little bit about her life. So, yeah, go right ahead.
Do you want me to just tell a little bit about myself?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. As she said, I'm Lynnette Shepherd. I have been sharing my faith online for about 4 years now. I have a podcast called Stand with Lynnette Podcast, where my main goal is to help women of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints just strengthen their faith in Jesus Christ and stand more firmly with him, no matter what happens in the world, because we all know the world is super crazy. So I just kind of feel called into the space. But I have 5 kids. They're mostly grown now. My youngest is a senior in high school. He graduates in May. So we're like on the downhill slide to the empty nest, which is crazy. I'm totally not old enough for that, but here we are. So I must be. But the others are grown and gone. I've got 2 of them are married. I have got 2 little grandbabies that it's so fun being a grandma. Even though I fought that for a long time because I am young. I am a spring chicken. I am not grandma material, but it's the best. It really is. So that's a little bit about me.
That's so fun. And you're just such a light. You seem like such just a happy person. And as I've followed you on from my channel, I've just loved the light that you're sharing with everybody. It's just so fun. You said that you are aiming to help women kind of find peace and maybe a place to feel grounded in a chaotic world. And then I also have seen that you post like some cooking related stuff and like some recipes. So tell me a little bit about that.
So this is kind of a bit of experimentation because I've always loved food. I love nutrition. I love cooking. I love trying new recipes. I'm currently enrolled in like a professional level online cooking class, like culinary course. And so I'm a culinary student. I just love all things food. So I don't talk a ton about food on my channel. So it's kind of like, well, should I or should I not? And maybe I dabble a little bit. And I don't know, that part of my experience here on social media is a little bit of an experiment. So we'll see if it sticks. But that's a huge part of who I am. And I just really love to eat mostly. So we got to get that good food on the table. So
Absolutely. Happy body, happy mind.
That's right.
And you got to feed yourself well, right?
That's right.
Totally. So what inspired you to help the audience that you are aiming to help, helping women?
Yeah, so it was 4 years ago. It was 2021. I'd been like a blogger. I had a parenting podcast. I was kind of in that parenting space for many years. And I was actually in the middle of creating and releasing this parenting program that I did all throughout the year of 2021. And it was August of 2021. And if we think back to that time, there was a lot of turmoil in the world, socially, politically, in the church. There was President Nelson and then one of the other apostles within like a week or 2 were just in the line of fire online, on social media, coming from members of the church. That's where the barbs were being thrown from members. And that's the first time that I had really seen that, like in full force. And it really disturbed me. It really deeply affected me. And I remember going on this hike. I like to hike. I like to pray while I hike. That's kind of like my time to like, I don't hike with headphones most of the time. I just like walk and pray. And so I was doing that morning. And I remember exactly where I was on the hill by my house. And I'm just like pouring out this messy prayer, just telling the Lord all this that I was seeing and how much it affected me and what, if anything, could I do. So backing up a little bit, prior to that, for like months, like several months, the word stand had been playing on repeat in my mind, and I didn't know really what to make of it. So that's kind of like the background music in my life always was this word stand, and it was at a very chaotic and turmoil, like we know 2021 was crazy. So I'm on this hike and I'm telling the Lord, like, this is what's happening, this is what I'm seeing. What do you need me to do? Like, is there anything that I can do? And I got this clear thought, this is why I need you to help women stand. And I was like, oh, like, so that's what that word was about. Like, I need you to go into the middle of this chaos and confusion and contention and help women stand firmly in their faith. And so that was terrifying for me, like terrifying. Seeing all of this controversy, like, I am not one who enjoys arguing. I'm like, I want to avoid contention like the plague. I don't want any part of that. And so it was terrifying to think of going into the middle of this where social media was kind of the epicenter of all of this controversy and contention and confusion. And, you know, I'm like, you want me to go where and do what? But anyway, so that's kind of how it originated. I had to like put on my big girl pants and just follow this prompting to go into the chaos and do what I could to share light and to help women strengthen their faith in whatever way that I could. So that's kind of the long and the short of it.
I love that so much. That really aligns with our values at Christ-Centered Coaches, where we're helping all members of the church or anybody who really wants to find peace in their lives and help them stand more firmly in the values that they hold. We do help a lot of members of the church, but then also just people who are Christian. And honestly, we're open to anybody as long as they and they're welcome with any of their values. But that's something that we love to do. And so that's just so amazing to see you follow those promptings, because it's uncharted territory a lot of the times. The Lord asks us to go into these things that we do not feel comfortable in so many times. I've seen that as a theme in my life, and as I've talked to other coaches in Christ-Centered Coaches that we've just talked about, like, we don't know why we're doing this. We don't know all of the reasons. It's scary, but we're willing, and you were willing to show up and do what the Lord asked. So thank you.
Yeah. I feel like there's no growth in comfort, right? Like the Lord isn't
Absolutely.
concerned about our comfort. I've really come to understand that He wants us to grow and He wants us to trust Him and He wants us to walk out into the unknown a lot of times, trusting that He knows more than we do, you know, which is sometimes hard to set aside our comfort or the things that we would rather do with our time and just follow those scary promptings. So I love that you're doing that too. I see a lot of people doing that. I think it's a big theme and I love it. Seeing people just walk out into the darkness and be like, okay, like I'm here, I'm willing, I'll do what I can, even if I am very imperfect at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what blessings have you seen from that? What good things have you seen come from doing that, being willing to show up?
Well, I think for me, it has helped my faith to grow because I'm constantly thinking about, well, how can I help other people if I am not on solid ground, right? So my own personal study has been so much more meaningful, and diving into scriptures and conference talks and words of prophets and all of those study materials that are available to us, I feel like I have been so much more diligent about trying to utilize those in my own life, which has blessed me and it's blessed my family, but also then seeing the fruits of, and honestly, I will just be real honest. Sometimes I do not see the fruits of what I do online, right? It's like
Right,
I'm
yeah.
talking into this big void and hoping that somebody sees something that will help them. And sometimes I will get messages from people, just like you said exactly what I needed to hear. You were an answer to my prayer today. And those kind of messages keep me going because there is more often than not just like, is this even working? Like, are people listening? Is it helping at all? But then I also have to remind myself that I am generally not going to message a stranger that I saw online who said something that made me think or made my life better in any way. Like I'm an introvert. I'm not going to reach out and say that thing. And so there are people out there who are hearing, I know there are, who are not saying anything, even if it affects them. So I just kind of have to do what I can. And this is my consecrated effort. And hopefully the Lord will get it to who it needs to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a good reminder, such a great reminder for anybody who's trying to share the gospel and share the message of Jesus Christ, or just spread light and goodness anywhere on the internet. Is sometimes you may think that it's not fruitful, but it is reaching people, even if you don't see it. And I think that's a lot of the reason why President Nelson has asked us to share on social media. And a lot of people have heeded that call because of their willingness to follow him and to follow his counsel. And he understands, and the Lord wants us to use it as a resource, as a tool to reach the people who may not get the message any other way. They may not have other members around them, or either even people who believe in Christ in their circles, but they can find that light and truth through social media, which is a gift, really.
Yeah. It's like meeting people where they are. I like to think of it as, okay, Lord, I will go there and I will do what I can and try to meet people where they are. And I've seen miracles from this. I mean, I just put out, it was a couple years ago at Easter, and just a simple static photo of Jesus with my testimony in the caption. And posts like that, for me, like, they'll get a few likes. Like, they're not going to do a lot, But for whatever reason, that post went viral, and it was circulating around India, which is not even a Christian country. And all these people in India were sharing it, and I'm just like, okay, this is a testimony to me that the Lord can multiply our loaves and fishes. He can magnify our efforts and help those things to get in front of the people. When am I going to be in India, standing on a street corner, talking about my testimony of Jesus, right? But those people saw it, even though they don't know me at all, but it was resonating for whatever reason. And I totally don't credit myself for any of that. Like, that was all the Lord magnifying that effort. And so I think it can be a really powerful tool for sharing goodness and talking about Jesus, and something that, like, our ancestors back in the day would have probably loved to be able to sit at home in front of a screen and talk about Jesus and have it, with the push of a button, go all over the world into countries that may not even allow missionaries into their borders, but they can see that from their homes when we're across the world, right? And so I think it can be so powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the fulfillment of that prophecy that the gospel will be spread to the four corners of the earth, right? Like,
Yeah,
it will
totally.
be everywhere. And our ancestors could not have even imagined it being spread this way. Like, so it's just so cool how the Lord has allowed this tool to be used for goodness and to spread his word. Love that. What if you have any other message that you would like to share on here, if you had, people who maybe are from your target audience, or just a general message that you would like to share, what would that message be?
That's a great question. There's so many messages that I could share, but I don't know, like, I'm all about sharing goodness and light. I think that sometimes we feel like maybe we don't have any influence and that people don't see what we're trying to share. Like, maybe on social media, maybe not. I think that everyone has a circle of influence, and we all can do good in that circle of influence, whether it's small, whether it's large. And we don't know, like we kind of already talked about, like how our influence will be felt. In fact, I was just talking to a couple women who live close to me. We have a little institute class that we do in our stake. And so we're at this institute class. I was just talking to them a few minutes ago before I came here. And they were just talking about this exact thing. How, oh, well, you've influenced my life and I'm so grateful for this or that. Well, but you've influenced my life in this way and I'm so grateful for this or that. And so I think maybe the message that I would share is that we all have influence and we can all share light in small and simple ways that align with who we are and our gifts and talents that the Lord has blessed us with. And we all have different gifts and all have different talents. And so how I share light or goodness may not look the same as how you do it or anyone else does it, but that doesn't mean that it's less. It just means that we get to reach people in different ways, and the Lord uses all of the gifts that he's blessed all of the people with to reach the people that he needs. So I think that the Lord puts us in different circumstances with different people who we can bless with our light and the gifts that we have to share.
Absolutely. So true. Thank you so much, Lynnette, for sharing your time with us and just giving us a little snippet of your light and sharing that with us today.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me to do so. It's been fun to chat with you.
Yeah, you too.
You did it. You made it to the end of the episode. Congratulations. You are part of the 3% of people who are honestly dedicated to living the life that they want, dedicated to their dreams, dedicated to their mental health. Because most people start something and then quit. But you are here proving that you are ready to really take charge of your mental health. So, I am officially now your life coach, and I am here to support you every step of the way, however you want to be supported. Now, that might be on just continuing to listen to all our things on all the things, or it may be by actually coming to ChristCenteredCoaches.com, becoming a coach, or getting coached. We are Christ-centered coaches, plural, because we have so many coaches here ready to help you with whatever it is. If it's just getting a little help with overwhelm, or maybe it's getting help with things that are deeper, we are here to support you every step of the way. You know, research shows over and over again that when you are part of a community, when you are being held accountable, when you are taking action in that way, your success rate will skyrocket. So give it a try. Stay dedicated. You're already on the path. Just keep taking the next right step. I'm Coach Tammy, and I'm here to help you get from where you are to where Christ needs you to be.